Unwanted change. Is there really such a thing? Hey everyone, this is Linda with Love Song Reiki, and I wanted to share a personal story from what's been going on in my life and some lessons that I've learned from it. So I heard Bashar, who is channeled by Dara Anka, speaking about the fact that is change that happens in your life really unwanted, or is it really just that it didn't happen in the way that you preferred it to happen? So I was like, oh, yeah, I got you there. I understand this message completely. So let me explain. Late last week, something really sudden and unexpected happened with my work. Um, and to be honest, I went into probably a half hour of anger, hurt, disappointment, sadness, fear. Yes, even as a Reiki practitioner, a tuning fork practitioner, I'm still human. I can go into these emotions because the reality is if you don't feel it, you can't heal it. So if you just cluster it up in your body and it holds in there forever and then it becomes this festering pussy wound. So anyways, this thing happened and luckily my friend had just come over. Thank you, universe. And she was able to just help me breathe and calm down. She allowed me to vent, and then she just took care of me with her love and her warmth and her support. Um, so I was in this indignant state, and then over the course of a couple of days, I really was able to lean into the teachings of what happened. Um, so I want to share those teachings with you because maybe this unwanted change, not being your preferred way of change, can provide some teaching for you. So here's the reality. I had wanted change. I was just too afraid to do it. I was afraid that I wouldn't have clientele. I was afraid that I wouldn't be supported. Where was I going to work? Out of what space? Would people come if I wasn't related to this other business any longer? I mean, it was just this total fear thing happening. And things weren't perfect. And it's like, oh man, this has to be perfect. That has to be perfect. Typical human. You want everything perfect before you make the change. Well, so maybe in my mind, I knew I wanted the change. I just didn't want it right now. But the universe was saying, Linda, yeah, you need to do this now. So what they did was they shoved me off the cliff. So thinking of the tarot card, the Fool, it's the very first card in the deck. You see a person with a sack over their shoulder, like a hobo, and they're standing on the edge of a cliff and they're 1 foot off the cliff and they're just getting ready to go over. Well, that's basically stepping into this whole new adventure. So Spirit basically said, Linda, you're a fool and I'm going to shove you over the cliff into this new adventure. So once I let go of the fear and the anger, I'm still working through that, of course, in moments, then I could see the possibilities. Okay, so here are some things that I learned. For instance, I was listening to Daryl Anka, who channels the entity known as Bashar. Well, Bashar was speaking about people experience change that they feel is unwanted, but in reality, it's just didn't happen the way that they preferred. Would I have preferred to be in control of what happened as opposed to the situation and the other people being in control of what happened? Absolutely, because I'm an Aries, I like to control things. But B, just as human beings, we like to be in control of our lives. But Spirit said, well, Linda, you weren't taking control of your life. So I know what you want. I know what you're feeling in your heart of hearts. I know that there's more, better, not even better, but just different, more exciting, something out there that's going to help you feel more passion. So I'm going to shove you off this ledge so that you can step into that. So, ta-da, here I am. Another thing I learned is that I can drop some of the abandonment issues that linger in my inner child. I have those from so many different relationships and things that have happened in life, and I recognize them, and I have been working to heal them. But what was so beautiful during this whole time since last week is that I've had so many loving friends reach out and support from my friends and clients, and they just made it very clear that they're here for me. So I am so touched and grateful, and I think it's been very healing for my little girl who felt abandoned so many times in life. Um, and I can quit telling myself that story that there's nobody out there who's going to stand by me, because it's been made obvious to me that there are so many people who stand by me. And look, I also have spirit who stands by me, and I get that. But again, I'm human. I like the physical. We need sometimes that physical representation of the things that spirit also can provide. Again, I had become complacent. I hadn't been working as hard to build up my clientele. I was just kind of trusting that they would find me through this other business where I was practicing. I was spending less time on social media just because I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest. But I also understand that I need to spend more time on social media to build my business. So I'm back at it. But I also understand that there are other ways that I can reach out now to build my business. There are whole new arenas out there that I just haven't even investigated, and I just need to get past the fear and the discomfort and do it. So anyways, out of that complacency and working again for myself, it was funny too, because the universe a few months ago, I had seen a comment on someone's social media about their Google business account, and I was like, what is that? I didn't understand it. Come to find out that in order to be searchable on Google as a business, you pretty much have to have a Google business account. I thought that if you had a website out there in the universe, that it was just going to pop up. I didn't realize you have to have a Google business account. So I read about it, and I went through a few weeks of technology heck to get that set up. So now I'm actually searchable. So the universe was preparing me to no longer be at this place where I was searchable through their information. And now I'm searchable through my own information that I've input into the system. So thank you to the universe for that. I learned that I still wasn't trusting the universe. Every day I might see angel numbers and thank Spirit for having my back, and acknowledging the angelic forces and the universal energies of love, peace, joy, and compassion, and saying thank you for having my back. But was I really feeling it? Was I really practicing it? Was I really trusting that the universe was going to provide? And the answer is no, because I was in that fear. So again, I'm thinking of it as like another tarot card, the Tower moment. If you've seen images of the Tower moment, it's usually got a tower like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it's got fire coming out of the windows, lightning coming down, a big storm. And a lot of people are afraid of that Tower card, just like they're afraid of the Death card. But here's the thing. They both represent death of an old way. It's not a permanent death. Now, on the Death card, it could be, yes. I mean, it could be foretelling, but anyways, hopefully not for people. But what it really is talking about is you have these tower moments in life where things have got to be completely deconstructed and destroyed in order to have this clean, clear slate to rebuild. Just like a forest fire can completely decimate the land, but Mother Nature always comes back in a beautiful, healthy, loving way. Does it maybe take time? Yes, but it still happens. So trusting in the universe, I wasn't trusting enough. So now I'm just trying to lean more into that trust. So basically, if you don't take the steps, then the universe is going to push you when it's time. Trust that you have people who will support you. You may not know it right now, but if you put out that desire in a loving and compassionate way and just say, hey, this is what's going on, you will find support. Try to not be so complacent in your life. Take action if you can gather up the energy to do it, if you can gather up the excitement and the passion to do it. And just trust that if you have a tower moment, it will rebuild. If you can maintain a sense of compassion for yourself and others, and for the situation, if you can stand back and not look at it from the fear-based soul, from the angry soul, and from the, okay, how is this benefiting me? What are the lessons I'm going to learn? Then you can, of course, rebuild maybe a little quicker than if you were staying in the anger and the fear and the what do I do now thing. So, but everybody is on a different path. So everybody's healing, everybody's progress in a situation like this is going to be different. So I encourage you, if you're feeling low and you don't feel like you can take some steps, seek out a healer, someone who does Reiki or energy healing, even just massage. Do things that make you feel good. Go out and stand in the sun. Get your feet on Mother Earth. Listen to some birds. What makes you feel lighter? What makes you feel happier? Take some steps, just baby steps. Doesn't have to be anything big, just to feel a little bit better. And every step you take towards feeling better gets you a little bit closer to feeling even better. So, anyways, I hope that what's happened with me over the past 5 or 6 days, that my experiences can maybe help you if you're moving through a situation that was unwanted. Just ask yourself, was it really unwanted, or did it just not happen in the way that you preferred? Was it really your soul wanted it, but maybe you just didn't want it in physicality right now? And then how can you learn from it? How can you hold compassion for yourself and others? Where do you need to set boundaries? Not allowing people to treat you in a certain way, um, or just saying, hey, I'm grateful for the experiences I've had, but I'm just not going to allow this in my life anymore. So, and if you have any questions or about anything, feel free to reach out. If you have any comments, of course, leave them below. But remember that my page, I strive to maintain a positive, loving community. So if comments are made in a space of anger that are hurtful or distrust or just not kind, they will be deleted. So again, we're keeping things light here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All of my information is below. And just know that I love you all, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Bye for now.